Hello, everybody. I don't know where Joe is, but he's on his way. So I'm going to be running solo for a few minutes. Had technical difficulties. I've had a strong start of the year. Let's just put it that way. Like, if anything was going to happen, it was going to happen 30 minutes prior to this live stream. But today we're going to be talking about, like, the thing is that whenever we have these going through this whole thing with the YouTube, we feel for a period of time that like YouTube hates us and hates our content. There's no doubt in our minds. We start looking at the numbers and you see the numbers and you're like, damn, like I got 10 views on that and I spent 8 hours making that video. You put your heart, your soul, everything into a video and you're perplexed on why it doesn't succeed. I get it. I've been there. If anybody has ever taken a gander at my channel, just go ahead and hit oldest and you'll see, like, I got like 67 views. I think the first video, I think now it's gotten more views because everybody knows it's my first video, but the first video I ever put out had 10 views on it. And I'm positive like 8 of them came from family members. And then along the way, I had just probably like many of you gotten really terrible advice, which was, share your profile on every social media site. Make sure you drop your links to all your videos and all these different Facebook groups so you can get, you could get along, you could get more subscribers and more views to your channel. Man, like we've all done it. We've all done some pretty crummy stuff, and like, it took me like 2 years to kind of figure it out. Right. There is no quick hack. There is no hate towards you or your content through YouTube. Matter of fact, if anything would make YouTube happier is if a bunch of people were really interested in your content and they would watch a bunch of it. So because all they really want to do is sell ads. So if you're spending all this time on there and you're like, YouTube hates me, they really don't want to hate you. They really don't hate you at all. They really want to like you. They just want you to make better content. So that's where it comes down to. Oh, look. Hello, the world traveler. Yeah.
I am
sorry.
here.
I'm on my laptop. I'm having audio difficulty with my live stream setup. I've moved locations, Joe.
I know. I saw your background. It's a little different, but it's all good.
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing. So yeah, we got luxury homes in Charlotte, North Carolina saying, tell me about it. They know, man. They know because it sucks. It really stinks. And you wonder why, right? You wonder why your YouTube content isn't getting out there. And then you see some boob in your market that just starts a new channel, does 3 videos, and you're like, oh my God, he got 30,000 views on that crappy video. And it sounds like it was filmed in a wind tunnel. What happened to there? Then you get really pissy, oh, it's because it's a woman. Oh, it's because they're younger. Oh, it's because, you come up with every reason why other than the real reason. And the real reason is this. YouTube wants certain things. First of all, they want it long enough that they can put a bunch of ads on there. Secondly of all, they want it to be something that people click on, right? So everybody thinks that the algorithm is this, monster computer in the sky that randomly selects videos to throw out into the universe. And maybe at one time it was like that, but it's not like that. Everything comes down to people, if the title's not good and the picture that the title, book and its cover, we're not supposed to judge it, but everybody does. That's what they click on. And if your picture isn't resonating with people as they're scrolling through their social medias, in their YouTube homepage, if it isn't engaging enough, they're not going to click on it. So YouTube is not going to promote it more. The more people that click on it with a few little, it has like a little bucket of time. And that's another thing too, that some people don't understand is that they'll see a video and it starts doing really well. And then all of a sudden it like looks like it's stalled and it paused. And you're like, for the last 24 hours, my video was cranking out views. And all of a sudden it just like YouTube pulled the plug. So what is happening there is that YouTube is only selected to give it to, let's say, 1,000 people, right? And in those 1,000 people, you had a lot that clicked on it. So now they're like, okay, they've gotten some more data, some more information. They know how many people clicked on it and what kind of people have clicked on it. So now they're going to take it to another pool of people. Now, let's say instead of 1,000 people, they're going to send it to 10,000 people, and they're going to see how many people click on it there. If you are successful with that next group of people with the data they have collected from that, they're going to send it to 100,000 people. And if even more people and more watch time and more engagement even happens on the 100,000, they're going to send it to another 200 to 500,000. And that's when a video goes viral, because it really resonated with that first group of people. So they send it to the next group of people. But those are the pauses that you see in a video. So don't freak out. That's one of those times like people will be like, oh, I better change the title right now because the video paused. If it's trucking and it's been doing the best that you ever performed on a video, and then all of a sudden it has a pause, don't touch it. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. And then let it ride out. Let it ride out. Yep. Yep. So, are you there, Joe?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I didn't hear anything after I said all that. But I know
Well, I was listening. I think that a lot of people just think that it's luck, and that it's like, oh, that they got lucky with something, but it really is about, did they hit a topic that was trending possibly, or did they do something that a lot of people want information on? But going back to what Christina was saying, is it also, during when it stops, it's analyzing how that video is being viewed, so that it knows, hey, is this organic reach, or is this something that's been boosted or posted? Is it real, or is it inflated artificially? And if it's real, then it's going to test it, like she's saying, even more. So that's the difference. A lot of people get stuck at like 300 or whatever, and they're like, why can't I get any more views or whatever, or 1,000? And a lot of times it's because YouTube's going back, especially if it's a new channel and you don't have like that normal metric. It's just going in and trying to find out, okay, who should we send this to? And so that's I think what a lot of people get wrong or don't understand is the algorithm isn't this thing that just picks and chooses, like, if they like your content or not. What they're doing is they're making sure that their goal is to keep people on YouTube. So does it fit? Are people that are watching your content, are they watching the whole thing? How much are they watching? Are they engaging? How are they commenting? Are they liking? Those kind of things are metrics that it says, okay, yeah, this thing is going great. They're watching it, they're clicking on it, and so it then gives it a little bit more and sees where it's going. So it's not just this one like random thing that happens. And then when you understand how that goes, and as you grow your channel, then YouTube says, okay, like this is a normal, like when this video goes out, it should get about this many views. And so that's part of it. So if you're only getting 20 views, and every time you put a video out, you're only getting 20 views, you got to change something. Something has to be different. And, for the most part, exactly what Christina said is, it's probably your thumbnail and your title. Those are the two main things that get messed up on. Yeah.
The one thing too, I wanted to circle back to what I had said earlier. Like, you're like, oh my God, this new guy just came out, and all of a sudden he starts a brand new channel and he has 3 videos and it's doing really well. So I don't know if anybody knows this, and I didn't know this, but YouTube tends to lean towards uh brand new channels because they want new content. So they seem to like really like want to test new content, because the people that have been on YouTube for years, they've been tested, they know where their content is at, they've already shown results, and they know what to expect from that. With a new person, they really don't know, so they're really delivering it to a new broad audience. And if
Yeah.
you have a good plan of action when you start a brand new channel. Like, I know for a fact that if I was to start a channel today, it would be doing a hell of a lot better than it did when I started my last channel. Like, because I didn't know what I was doing, and I had
Because you have
2 years of
a
really
strategy. You
crummy
know
data
exactly what
because I
you're
was,
doing.
yeah, I had really crummy data because I was throwing spaghetti against the wall as far as content was concerned. and I wouldn't have done as well. But if I had actually probably would be my numbers would actually even look better than they do now, probably if I had started a brand new spanking new channel. It wasn't necessary. Anybody can revive any kind of channel. And I've seen it time and time again through Daryl's program. But we've seen with our program that the people that continue down the road that they keep their old channel because they're afraid to lose those 1,000 subscribers, and they start with a new content strategy, they're having a harder time building up that momentum like than the people that started a brand spanking new channel, just started from scratch, instantaneously did 10 times better than their old channel. So,
Yeah.
like if you ever, take a course and they suggest you starting a brand new channel, don't panic. Take it as a sign of, yeah, this is a better way to start off, because you're going to be starting fresh in the mind of YouTube, because that
Yeah,
way it's
if you have a
new
good
content.
playlist strategy and a good strategy for your channel. If they're like, "Hey,
Correct.
just start a new channel because you wanna start a new channel," you're gonna
Correct.
get the same results that you're getting. There has to be direction, there has to be a strategy, and how you're releasing your videos, what the topic is, who your avatar is. Those things make a huge, huge difference. And if a brand new channel comes out and they're consistent with their playlist and they're after the same person with the same niche, it's going to do better because they're like, oh, wow, this person is talking to me. And then it goes and finds more people like that. And you ever notice, like when you're searching for something, that everybody's YouTube homepage is different? It's different for everyone. Some people think, oh, it's mine is the same as Christina's, or that. No, YouTube, what it wants you to do is stay on there forever. So if you're watching like how to design in Final Cut, then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing tutorials on how to design in Final Cut. And so it's suggesting content that you've already been searching. So that's part of understanding like how to get people. So if someone's like, I want to buy a luxury home, do they Google, I want to buy a luxury home? Or YouTube it? They probably don't do that, right? They're probably like very specific on like the style of home, the amenities, the features, the
I want a
finishes.
mid-century modern home in
Right.
California.
Right, exactly. So there are a lot. And that's the thing I don't think people realize is that the thing is that YouTube is, they want to, it's as you're talking to a person. It's not like this SEO thing where you have to put on all these keywords and all these things. It's literally having a title that a normal person that would look at and be like, that's really interesting, and a
Mhm.
thumbnail that does the same thing. So those are things that just at a glance, if you're not doing those things, that will improve your channel and your watch time tremendously if you'll understand who you're making the content for.
Yeah. Well, there was an interesting question that came up. It says, "At what point do you suggest trying to switch up the title and thumbnail if your video is seemingly stalled?" So, whenever you have a content strategy, you'll understand what videos perform within certain period of time. So within the first 4 hours, you know what your CTR should be for that type of video. And if you are not within those parameters, that's when you should change. Sometimes though, if you know that you've checked off all the boxes, I mean, the very last thing you should do is change the title, especially if you have studied what that title was supposed to be beforehand. Um, but if you've checked all the boxes off and everything, that's when it's time to go ahead and change it up. I'm pretty in tune with what my audience wants and what they'll click on, and then within the first hour, if it doesn't have at least 700 views in the first hour, I've got a big problem. I got a big problem. So I'm changing up the thumbnail a lot. So I keep changing it and keep changing it and see if something clicks, and then I will change up the title. If nothing is working by 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm changing the title. But I have a lot more traction and
Yeah.
like viewership that's coming to my channel at one time. So that's why I'm changing it so quickly. But if
Yeah, because you
you
already have metrics that you know.
I have metrics that I know. But if you're new to the game And, like the first day, you only get like 3 views and the next day you don't get any. Go ahead and change it up. You're not hurting anything at this point because it's not performing anyway.
Yeah.
Do it, change
And
it.
and the thing is that really what you should have is a couple thumbnails designed anyways, so that if you want to swap it out or change it out, you already have something. A lot of people, and we talk about this a lot of people will just put all of this effort into making a video and doing all these things, and then they take 2 seconds to make a thumbnail and then they put it up there. And that is completely backwards from how you should be doing it. Is you should be coming up with the idea of a thumbnail and what you can do with that thumbnail and title, and then make your content. And I know it seems backwards, right, Christina? A lot of people are like, well, why would you do that? Like, you got to make your content first. That's part of understanding that strategy. If you know who your avatar is and you know the niche that you're speaking to, then making the thumbnail should be the very first thing that you do. And if you can't make a good thumbnail for that, you probably shouldn't make the video.
100%. Daryl taught me that. And I always thought that was rear end backwards. I was like, that doesn't make any sense. Well, I know what I'm making. I know this video is gonna be great, but I sat there many times as the video was uploading, perplexed on how to make the imagery project what, I was like, oh my God, I'm never gonna find a thumbnail that's gonna work for this. And I only have 10 minutes before this thing uploads. And how
Yeah.
dumb was that? How stupid. And then when he said to do it backwards, then it really honestly, when I started filming, it made it so much easier because I understood what I was going to be talking about because I knew what the title was going to be. And without even thinking about it, my natural cadence and speak ended up saying the words of the title in my video several times, so it all lined up easily. And then really trying to study thumbnails, I'm always fooling around with thumbnails. Like that was another thing though, that, I didn't realize they had to spend so much time on a thumbnail. Like when I back in my day, back in 2017, they used to just say, put your picture on the thumbnail, make sure you have like a bright background, and then just, like go like this, basically do this or do this and point to some words about the video. So that's what I did. I thought I was like following it. And then they were like, to really stand out, use your branding colors. So like if you look at the background of this live stream right here, I would have something very similar to this using my branding colors. I would have my face on one side and I'd be pointing to the words. Then I was on Nick Nimmin's stream. He's like, oh, you should probably use some more pictures. But I was like, I got to stick with that branding because that's what that branding coach told me to do. And then, like nobody told you like how important that thumbnail was. And I remember another time I paid for like one of those super chats where you could get a review from
Mhm.
Nick Nimmin. And
Yeah.
so I got one of those and he was like, your thumbnails need a lot of work. And I'm like, he doesn't understand my niche. How dare him? That stupid little picture is not the reason why my videos are not getting seen. It's because YouTube hates me. It's like I
Yeah.
didn't know. I didn't know.
It's hard because you put a lot of time and effort in designing them, and you're like, oh man, I'm following the branding person. They're saying that we have to be the first person that people see, and we have to, have our arms folded and look like we know what we're doing and all this stuff. And instead of actually providing, some value, and when people look at a thumbnail, they really should be able to understand what your video is at a glance.
And if I'm going to tell you this right now, if you're a real estate agent watching this and you have any thumbnail with you like this, doing this in your thumbnail, change it right now. Change it right now. Because even psychology majors will tell you when you put your arms across your chest, especially if it's near like your heart, this is a defensive action. You're protecting yourself from others. You're
Yeah.
trying to hide yourself. It's not a sign of power. It makes you look weak. So don't do it anymore. Like it's not personable either. People hate that. Don't do this. Don't do this. I don't know why that is the real estate move right here.
Yeah. You got real estate
Why?
agents and lawyers. I don't know. That's just the thing to do. The thing is, and we're always like classified together too, right? It's always like, oh, real estate and
I'd
attorney.
rather lawyer than car salesman.
Well, that's because they don't do this,
Yeah. Well, you
But
know what though? Like, why do we put this is totally off the subject, but why do we put our photos on our business cards? No other profession puts their photo on a business
because
card.
we're
Hairdressers
vain.
don't do it, lawyers don't do it. Well, are we that vain that we have to show
Yeah,
up like
we're vain. We're vain. What other
so
okay, if you wanna go down
egocentric?
that
I
if you
hate
wanna go
it.
down that rabbit hole, we could say this too. Why does everyone post when they have a closing and they just made money? Like, what like, I just did this and I'm guilty of it, right? Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, I just
Just
sold a
sold.
house,
Look,
I
I got a
sold this
paycheck.
house, and I made all this money.
But
Instead
that's another point though, the type of content you make, right? So, like you're making all this stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and then you go onto YouTube and then you're making these types of videos. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like like somebody's mentioned something about luxury, and there's so many different niches within luxury, right? Is it luxury on the lakes? Is it luxury in the desert? What kind of luxury are you talking about? Everybody's version of luxury is different. Like luxury
Yeah,
here in Louisiana is not the same kind of luxury as it would be in California, Arizona, even up New England. Your price points are different. So you can say luxury, I'm a luxury agent. Anybody could say that, but what does that actually mean? And you're going to have to really get in the mind of a luxury buyer. They're not the same. They're not the same as the typical, 3 bedroom, 2 bath type house. They don't need the 5 tips on buying a house. This is probably their second house or third, you know,
yeah.
or like that they've already bought and sold, and they probably have a couple others somewhere. If you're a true luxury, agent, you'll understand that, and you need to make videos that speak to them, that you understand their language, because they know what they know. There's certain
You
ways
know,
they say things. There's certain
and
things that they're interested in. And if you can't speak that, they're going to know that you're full of crap, you know?
And a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't know what to say. Like, what kind of video should I be making then?" When you go with your clients and they're asking questions, you should be writing down the questions that they have, because those are the questions that people are asking about it. So if it's like, like they want to know the difference between, I don't know, like a wolf stove and a thermidor, or like whatever, like all of the different things that matter to them is going to matter to that type of luxury buyer, right? It
Right.
may be the house doesn't even matter at all. They may be more interested in what's the golf package, like what type of membership am I getting? So you talk about those types of things. So
How far away is the pickleball court?
yeah, exactly. I mean, I know exactly how far away it is, but
Yeah.
the point is that if you'll listen to your clients, they all ask very, very similar things. If it's the same type of client, if you're dealing with a luxury client, they usually tend to ask the same things. If it's a new construction, they're tending asking the new things. If it's relocation, they're asking a lot of the same things. So that's the content that if you want to focus and casting a wider net, that's the content that you should be making, is what they're actually asking and answering those questions, because that's why they're going to YouTube. They're going there so that they can get an answer to a question that they have. And then after that, they're just like, you know what, after they buy or they get what they need, if you can continue to provide value, they may subscribe, but they'll definitely watch, and it'll definitely show up on their for them page, on their homepage. So that's what we talk a lot about, is how to get YouTube to suggest your content rather than for people to try to search and find you.
Right, right. And like a search channel can only get you so far. There's a plateau. And at the beginning, you will have success with a search channel. There's no doubt about it. Using like all those strategies will help to an extent, but they will cut you off at the knees because you're not being suggested by YouTube. It's a
Yep.
great place to start. It will never continue to have you'll have a stagnant, very repetitive, like all the way across. You're never gonna have that blowout video. You're never gonna have that. Your phone ain't gonna be ringing off the hook like you thought it was going to be, because you're only in the search part of YouTube. And I used to be like, I think it was at the first couple years of YouTube, which I started in 2017 was my first upload. I was in search for about 2 years, 2 solid years. And that was like, I think it was like 82% of my watch came from YouTube search. And I thought I was doing good because, according to all those apps and everything, that was where, that's where it's at. That's where how you get views on YouTube. So I was like, well, I'm doing great. And then I found out that like I really was really doing crummy. And then that's another thing I want to tell everybody. If you uh you're going to have, if you ever take our course, you're going to have to abandon a lot of things you probably have been taught before. If you think that you have to spend, an hour looking for magical tags and making this perfectly crafted SEO title and description in order for your video to get found, you're gonna be sorely mistaken, because that's not what we teach. Another thing too is if you think you can depend only on AI to create your titles, you're sorely mistaken. And anytime any of our students try to pull that garbage, the first thing out of my mouth is that was created by AI. I know instant. I mean, before it even hits the screen, I already know. I know instantaneously. So you're not going to pull that crap. It isn't going to get people to click on it. You might get lucky if you understand your content strategy. If you created a title with AI, you might get lucky and have it pop off. That is a very big chance. You have to understand your audience. You have to understand your niche. You have to understand the whole package. It isn't just one video. That's the whole entire package. And if you can have your content come together like that, then you're going to have success. And that's how you get into suggested. That's how you get into browse. That's how you get those higher views. That's how you get your phone ringing more. And that's what our course is about. It's completely different than what you've heard before. But YouTube doesn't hate you. That isn't the reason why. YouTube
No,
doesn't
it's
hate your
not.
SEO tags.
They actually, the thing is, and some people, they go, well, I missed the boat. I'm too late. Like I'm not able to get on. All these other agents are doing it and they're killing it. And I'm never gonna be able to catch up. That's
Oh,
not true. Like there is a
yep.
blue ocean out there. There is so much available for real estate agents right now, especially if you understand the system, because there's so much that you can reach throughout the country. And that's the biggest part. You will find success if you're on a localized thing like Christina was talking about. You will have people call you, you will get leads, but you'll be localized and you'll be stuck to that. Instead of, as agents, we have the ability to refer all over the country. And if someone likes you, they're going to ask you, hey, who do you recommend? I know you're here in Utah, but I need to go to Arizona. Who do you recommend there? That
That's the
you be
best mailbox money.
Yeah, they're following you because you have constantly provided value to help them. And now when you reach out to them because they've booked a call with you or they've messaged you, they're like a little starstruck, because they're like, oh my gosh, you're calling me. And I've been watching you for 6 months or a year, who knows? Like, and then they're just like, whatever you say, I'll do. It's the totally different than any other internet lead that you'll get. And I've done a lot of lead generation online, and I'll tell you what, they're never as good as a YouTube lead, ever.
Right. Well, Aaron said something that says like there's 40 agents in my area and they're all doing vlog style video tours, doing the living in method. Okay. So first there's a couple things I want to say. If you name your channel living in or moving to or whatever, like and then you put the city name because you think that's going to create more Google juice to your channel. That is not what creates Google juice to your channel. It's the content you create and the content strategy that you use. You could literally name your channel Squirrel Farts, but have amazing videos and people will still watch it and YouTube will still know that your channel is about real estate. I mean, they're
Yep.
not stupid, right? If you have a good thumbnail, good title about real estate, and you named your channel Squirrel Farts, it's still going to get served. That's how it works. I mean, like when people told me, well, they said, well, I have to have it this because that's how, Google is going to find my
No.
channel. That is literally horse crap. Don't listen to that. And
Yep.
um, and another thing is that a strategy of a bunch of 40 agents in your area having the same exact channel name with just a variation with your name behind it, you still want to stand out in the crowd, even though it doesn't matter what you name your channel. You still want to have something that's easily recognizable for your audience to find. So if there's a bunch of them with that name, change the name. And just because they're doing something like that doesn't mean you have to do something like that.
Yeah.
The way we teach it isn't like It isn't a template. Not everybody gets the same exact, buckets of content to make. Not every we never tell everybody make all bunch of pros and cons videos, make a bunch of living in videos, do a bunch of neighborhood tours. That's not what we tell you what to do. We're telling you how to analyze an audience to watch your videos, because we watched you to have success for eons, not just a one and done video. So,
And the other thing that goes along with that is we want you to be original. Like you could have all the same content as everyone else, but if you're original and you stick true to who you are, you're going to get a better audience and you're going to find your people. And that's the thing
mhm.
that's hard for people, is because they feel like, well, I don't do it like they do it. So then they start comparing instead of comparing yourself to yourself. Are you doing better than you did yesterday? What did you learn from that video that you're implementing in this video? And that's the thing that we teach too, is that you don't need to compare. There's no competition out there. We have collaborators that we work with, and we are so much of the abundance mentality that like there's enough for everyone. So don't ever feel like, oh my gosh, there's 40 agents doing this. There's plenty of room, because I guarantee you that if you reached out to those agents and said, hey, let's do a collab, you would reach twice as many people as if you did it on yourself or by yourself. So that's the thing that we try to teach, is that instead of looking at it as the glass is half empty and that you don't have a chance and this and that, like look at it and turn it the other way around. And what's funny is when Christina cracks me up all the time, because she'll be like, this person just used my thumbnail, I'm going to call them. And then all of a sudden they're doing a collab together, because instead of it being a competition, she's like, hey, I'm going to be able to reach to their audience, and he's going to be able to get some of my audience, and there might be some pass through.
I even have people like, not only if they use my thumbnail, they'll use my image and they make like a, what do they call it, takedown video or a trash video about me, like, oh, Christina Smallhorn was wrong about this. So the
Yep.
first thing I do whenever I get that, I call them up too. Like, hey, saw you made a video about me. Let's talk, And sometimes it's
And then
like
they're like, what do I?
but sometimes it's a misunderstanding,
Yeah.
like honestly, it's a misunderstanding of what they thought I meant, or they put their own personal views on something that I said. So I just have a conversation with them. I mean,
Right.
I don't, I never put them on my channel. I never make videos that blast other people in their content. We're all on this journey on a different level. So I'm never going to try to take somebody down in order to build myself up. I think that's crap. And when you do
Right.
something like that, it makes you look pathetic. But that's just
Yeah.
me.
But the thing is that there are opportunities when you have stuff like that happen. If you look for the opportunity, there's always an opportunity. It depends on how you look at things. And I think that's one of the things that we really try to help our students know, is that there's no competitor, there's collaborators. The only competitor is yourself. Like you should be competing against yourself, and you should be comparing from when you did a video to when you did one. We have one student and she's doing amazing right now. She did her very first video and she was so scared to even put her video up that she sent like a message in Discord and just said, hey, just watch it here because I don't want people to see it. And she went from that to putting out really good content and really good information, because she stuck with it. The stuff that we teach it's not rocket science, but it's a lot of work, and you have to be committed. And if you're committed and you really put those things together, she was only getting 20 to 30 views per video. Her last video, she just did a testimonial for us. In her last video that she just released, she relaunched her channel, followed our strategy, and her last video got 18,000 views. And she's like, that is so many views for me. She's like, I'm like happy if I get 100 views. And she was blown away at how she did it. And we sat down with her as she went and we said, look, now go back and find the patterns, find why you did that. It's not luck. Like find
Mhm.
out what got you there and figure out how you can replicate it. And all of her videos have gotten significantly better views than that she was getting before. She's in the thousands now rather than the hundreds. And
Yeah,
it's a brand new rechannel.
And that is what's different between our channel, our course and other courses is that we literally are hand holding you the whole entire way. Like whenever she made a video, we were breaking it down to let's just watch your hook and see how we can improve that. We Joe and I actually watch your videos live where everybody can watch so that we can learn. And we watch your videos and say, okay, let's stop it right here. You should have added B-roll here. And oh, you should have put the definition of this here. And maybe you should like talk about this here. And this part is too boring. Take that out. Like we're dissecting the videos for you. So that way you can understand how to build your channel and make better content for the future. And then her content from the to where she started to where she is now is miles better. I mean, such an improvement. Her camera presence, the way she just talks, her her shoulders, the
It
way she
carries herself
she
so much
doesn't look
more
like
relaxed.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, she's much
She's so
more relaxed,
more relaxed.
much more human. So yeah, yeah, it is work, but once you get into the rhythm and cadence of things, it becomes more easy to you, just like anything, just like anything.
Yep.
But you know what? My people are here. We've been blabbing our lips for 35
They're
minutes.
here for the reviews.
They're here for the reviews. All right. I'm on a different computer, so if I can't really see you at the same time as this is going, so if I'm saying
Yeah, I can
anything,
see
just
it. It looks good. Yep, I can see it.
okay, good enough. So we got Sherry Tanner Holmes. We got her I'm sorry, Carrie Tanner. All right, unlocking your real estate dreams. We got her phone number, her social medias, um new videos every Wednesday. Okay, and then the subscribe button. All right, I'm going to what I'm going to say, but you go ahead, Joe.
Uh, okay. Well, we'll probably say the same thing. So, a
Yep.
couple things. You need a value proposition with that. You're front and center with everything. Obviously, I'm going to leave some of it for Christina to say because I know what she's going to say. But you don't
Mhm.
need to subscribe there. If you like the little marker stuff is fine, but like really, you don't need any of your social media stuff there. Your phone number right there, you don't need. I would focus on like what's the value proposition that you can offer the people that are going to be watching your channel. What at a glance are they going to look at it and go, okay, where is she? What is she? What type of real estate does she do? That kind of stuff. But really focus more on like instead of yourself because it looks to me like it's you and how is it going to be appealing to the viewer. I left some of that on there for you to go ahead and say so.
So yeah, because you put unlocking your real estate dreams. That's your value proposition. You already
Yep.
have your name as the channel name, so you don't need to even have that on there. Joe's right about the social media, other social media sites. Um, don't even put a video every Wednesday. Now let me just I'm going to preface all of this. Nothing is going to make or break your channel
Right.
with a crappy banner. Like this is just one of those things that like when you get a present, you can have it wrapped and it looks nice, or you can have it wrapped with a bow and it look really presentable that you want to open it. It's just like a thumbnail. That's what your channel banner should be like too. Like this is their introduction to your content. What are they going to get from it from this specific little this just split second you have to get their attention. This doesn't even really tell them what they're going to get unless they really really squint their eyes and then they can see, oh, unlocking real estate dreams. Okay. Like make that front and center. Make that uh, so clear to them that they're like, "Oh, this is a real estate channel."
Yeah.
So, let's go in the about section because I know what I'm going to probably tell you right away cuz this is going to drive me crazy. All right, I want you to take off Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is.
They go to her website.
Uh, oh, this
No,
is
that's
it.
good.
This is all you should have.
Yeah, let's book a call. That's good.
Yeah, like take all that other stuff off of there.
But going back to what you just said, you're like, I don't really know what this is. So that link should be book a call with me or schedule a call. Like they should know clicking on it, not Carrie Tanner experience. It should be book a
Mhm.
call. Be
Yep.
very clear.
Yep. Yeah, let's talk about your real estate dreams.
Yeah.
Book a call to talk about your real estate dreams. Something like that cuz it's like that's what's in your banner, right? And then your about section literally talks about you instead of what the person's going to be getting from your content. And then you're talking about yourself in third person. Like Carrie Tanner is a realtor in
Yeah.
coastal
Yeah,
realty.
have it to where when someone's reading it, it's like they're talking to you. It's for a
Correct.
person.
Right. And I know that you're super proud of the fact that you're ranked number 5% and ranked in the top 15%, and nobody cares. I know you care, and then maybe there's a few and along the way that do care, but this is not the place for you to like. Nobody cares on social
Yep.
media. They
What
really
they
don't.
care about is what can they learn from you? Like, what's the value that you can share with them that they can learn that they didn't know beforehand?
Right. And like on
That's
business
going to help
cards,
them.
right. Like on business cards, everybody had like the alphabet soup behind their thing because they got all their
Mhm.
certifications. These are
Yeah.
all your like certifications. And just like those business cards with all that behind your name, nobody cares. I take all of this off.
Yep.
What do you say, Joe?
I agree. I mean, definitely she can have, about the area that she's in if she wants to focus on that, and then really focus on what the buyer can expect, or the seller, or whoever she's trying to make the content, for. But it should be very simple, and it should be really clear that as soon as you click it, it should be book a call, and that's it. That's really all that should do. Because what you're trying to do is get leads, and you want to make it super simple for these people to be able to get a lead and to be able to reach out to you.
When you said click it, I immediately thought click it and buy a
Click
ticket.
it and get a ticket.
I want to see something really quick. So she's been on YouTube for
6 years.
6 years. Since 2016. She was doing home tours prior to this. Then it looks like she switched up. These are all home tours.
Hmm.
And if she was my student and she came to me and she said, do you think I should start a brand new channel? My first words out of my mouth would have been absolutely yes.
Yep. Let that die and move on to
Well,
the news.
if it was me, I would tell her to go ahead and take off just make this a community tours
Yep.
just walkthrough videos
Yeah,
of
just like
houses.
a touring channel.
Correct. Touring a channel, and then I would make a different channel. She's having a hard time because she's established herself with YouTube as video tours, and then she
Hmm.
went to education.
Yep, breaking off.
Yep. Yep. And then I would really start focusing on your thumbnails. Um, just some simple things just to remember when you're making thumbnails. The image of yourself on the thumbnail should be so big that they can see the whites of your eyes. When you're super teeny, tiny, tiny, tiny like that, in the side there, better be showing a fantastic house in the background. Like where the focus isn't on you, it's on the house. But
Yep.
with your teeny tiny like that, I can barely even read the words because the lettering actually blends in with the background. I don't even know what it says on the bottom unless I really squint. This is what experts are saying. So you didn't even have to write that because you already wrote that on the title itself. You're repeating the title on the thumbnail, which you should not do. Joe, you want to add to that?
No, I think you covered it. I mean, the biggest thing is just really work on your thumbnails and your titles. Try to make your titles like really juicy. Make them to where people just they want to click on it. Like that's the and there it's hard to come up with a title like that. It should take you some time to really kind of process that. But making it to where it's really juicy is going to help get people that curiosity to want to click on it.
This was a good title though. Top 5 mistakes to avoid when buying a home. That's not terrible, right? But the
Yeah.
thumbnail is terrible. Like I'm going to be honest. Like it's too hard for the eye to read. The words themselves, you gotta remember people are doing this. This
Yep.
isn't attention stopping. No one's going to stop and go, "What is that?" because it's too hard to read. You should have those 2 pictures side by side. Take your image off of there and then just have yes and no, right? That's it. So
Yeah,
it's very
you're
clear for
doing a
the eye to see.
comparison. You're doing a comparison. You want them to be able to see in 1 second or less that this is a comparison without even saying it's a comparison. The thumbnail should tell that story. If you are, and the other thing too is if you do want to have yourself in there, then you need to work on the rule of thirds, and you need to have 3 sections of that thumbnail. And if you're going to do a comparison, typically what you'll do is you'll do one side, the other side, and then yourself right in the middle. Okay. But you don't necessarily need it. But if you want to, that's where you can kind of mess with it. But at the end of the day, you're too small anyways. So if you're going to be on that thumbnail, you should, like Christina said earlier, you should be able to see the whites of your eyes. You're just way too small. You should be taking up a third of that thumbnail.
I concur, Joe Eves. I concur. All right,
right.
Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
All right. Rick helps Arizona real estate. All right, you start first, my friend, because I'm looking for a channel while you're doing that.
Okay, I like his picture. I like the background of everything. I don't necessarily think the whole outline in white was like a thing, and it's not really like that big of a thing anymore. So it kind of dates the channel a little bit, but I don't hate it. It's not terrible. I would definitely remove the subscribe now. Everyone knows how to subscribe. There's not even a button there anymore. So just remove that. If it were me, I would even lighten up the skyline a little bit and, do it, but I don't dislike it. I personally would move your picture to your profile picture so that they see your face and not your logo. That's not very personable. If you're going to do a YouTube channel, they want to see, I would have your face there. So, but yeah, not bad.
I agree. It's clear. I like the colors. It's, it grabs your attention. There's no reason to have EXP in there. I'm going to tell you something that many real estate agents don't realize. But people that are buying homes don't give 2 flying monkey snots what company you work for. They're not going to not hire you because you don't work for XYZ real estate agent. They don't care. It's very few people have a specific preference for a specific brokerage. It has to do with the person. It doesn't have to do with the company. So, like, unless your brokerage requires that it be front and center, just stick that crap over to the left. And I'm going to tell you why. Because at some point, who knows if, whatever brokerage you work for
may change.
They change. They change numbers. They change, who cares? Like, don't do that. Yeah. And I agree with you about the logo. Like, don't do that. Just put your face. People connect with faces. They don't connect with logos unless you're Coca-Cola. Right?
Right.
All right. Let's look at his about section. Oh, Joe. Go for it.
All right. So again, the main thing, get rid of all the subscribe, like going right to your subscription page, like get rid of that. Like that doesn't need to be there. If you're gonna do find a home, I personally, again, would just have one link, and it's book a call, like schedule a call, something that is super direct that they can then reach out to you. You're not going to need any of those other links. The thing is that anytime you take away from like where someone's at and send them somewhere else, the chances, unless it's for them to like take action and reach out to you, the chances of them coming back are you just push them away, and now they get like a squirrel on Facebook or whatever, and they get distracted by something else going on there. So the key is to keep them on your channel and to make it super simple for them to reach out to you. And if YouTube is around, like people know how to use YouTube now. Like if they like your content, they can easily subscribe. You don't need to tell them to do that. You tell them to do that by how you make your content.
If someone has a TikTok link, like that's the first thing I see. Like I'm like, ooh, TikTok, let me see what they got.
Yeah, and then you're doom scrolling for an hour and you've forgotten everything about like what you were, like the whole reason you were there.
The only reason I want that app to go away is because I love it so much. I really like whenever time they're like, Congress is going to take away TikTok. And I'm like, please, for the love of God, please get rid of it. It's taking over my life. So yes, I totally agree with Joe on that. Just make it go to a landing page so they can get a hold of you, because that's what you really want them to do anyway. Let's take
Yeah.
a quick look at their thumbnails and titles. Hurry
I
up
don't like, I
because
don't like,
March.
yeah, I like his thumb, like it. And so it begins, like, I like that. I think that's a good, I think
The
it's a
only
good
thing is
design.
like what kind of market update? I would say I would have housing market in there. Arizona
Right.
housing
You need
market.
to, yeah, you kind of need to make sure they know it's real estate. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, I like the way his face is proportioned. It goes back to that rule of thirds. I think he's done a
Yes.
good job there.
Yeah. I would like I like this one with the red on the
Yeah.
top of
Yeah.
his noggin. That's good. Um he even says Crash Bros. Crash Bros got it wrong again. Yeah, you're on
I,
your way.
I
You're
like
on
he's
your
out
way, dude.
looking out there, like, what's going on? That's a
Whatever.
good, that's a good thumbnail.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd almost have you turn it in the other direction though. Like
Yeah,
more
looking the way that it, yep.
yeah. Looking towards the words.
He could be a little bigger on that one too.
Correct. Correct. But yeah, he's doing pretty good. And then like instead of looking down, look to the camera. I think that
Yeah.
like you're kind of looking down here, looking down here, looking towards the camera is a little bit better.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got, I like his thumbnail like layout for sure. I think he's definitely got that. I think, and he's not putting, he's not duplicating the title and what he has on the thumbnail. I would focus on, like, is it really bad? Just go up to that one for a second, like where he's wearing the green shirt. At a
Mhm.
glance, I don't know what that video is about.
Mhm.
So the thing that you could work
Even the
on
title.
is, yes, is is what bad? Like, figure out a way, imagery wise, of showing something with real estate, even, in your area, if you want to do that, but something so at a glance I know that this is like a real estate video. I have no idea. It's a very clean thumbnail. I just have no idea, just looking at it, what it's about. And if it shows up on my, my page, I don't really have a clue until I read, oh, it's Arizona market update, but market update for what? So, like, so try to, as you're doing your thumbnail and your title, try to get it a little bit more juicy. And that separator, and then doing Arizona real estate, I don't know if you're trying to do that for like keywords or SEO or whatever, but you don't need that. Like,
Mm-mm.
work on, you can use that those extra 3 words to make your title more juicy. They'll know
Correct.
that it's a Arizona market update, because YouTube, when you upload the video, it knows everything that you say. So it knows everything about the video. So you don't need it for there. I would personally make it so that it's more juicy, and the thumbnail is more compelling to click on.
So I would like if you took that same thing and said, pay attention to the Arizona real estate market with a big uh, like a exclamation point, right?
Yep.
That
Yeah, and
title.
then have some kind of housing with some, like a,
Mhm,
the crash thing, or the,
mhm.
like the little graph like he has on the other one.
Or
Like,
even
I
the
would have
sign, even the
something,
for sale sign that says hold tight
yeah.
with a
Yeah,
with
just
a
add that on there. Now all of a
right.
sudden you don't even have to say you're in real estate, you know it's a real estate video, because everyone knows what those for sale signs look like.
Correct.
I concur.
You concur. But I have to say that like his actual image of his face,
Is
the
amazing.
clarity of it, even like there's not a reflection off his glasses. I mean, very
Yeah,
little, if there's any.
they're
I
great.
mean, it's awesome. You did really
Yeah,
good. Most people don't get that right. So good show. Good show, my
yeah.
friend. Let's get into the next one. Now, if there's anybody in the chat, did Luxury Homes Charlotte, North Carolina, did you put in your channel? Or you've put in your channel before? We've done your channel several times. I'm almost
Yeah, I think we
positive. Let
have.
me, if you could pull it up for me, but I'm like, I would bet my right
Let me look and
eyeball.
see if I can find it here.
Um,
He says he did, yeah.
yeah, we've done it. We've done it, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for stopping in. Most people come in, they get their channel review, we never see them again. So,
But all the gold is in like what we're talking about. So it's like you get the channel review, which is great, but like really the stuff we're sharing is even more important.
yes, yes. So we have moving to Southwest Florida. Can you see that,
Let me see
Joe?
here. I was in a different. Yep, I see it.
Okay. Subscribe to learn about living in Southwest Florida, and then her phone number. So I'm going to tell you right now, just move that EXP and whatever that other logo is. It's really hard to read. Just put it over to the left-hand side. You don't need it on there. You don't need to tell people to subscribe. And I will tell you that you need to have some kind of value proposition for the viewer. Other than that, I mean, I like the skyline and the colors are
Yeah, I
really
do
nice.
too.
And
Hmm.
she's got a nice picture of herself.
Yeah, she
I
should
mean,
have that picture on her profile.
that's what I was just going to say too. Yep. I concur, Joe Eves. Yeah, like and like your profile picture has all those words on it. You know, when most people see those profile pictures, is it like if you go to other channels and comment, and that's gonna be like this
They're
big, like teeny
tiny.
tiny tiny. No one's gonna read that. Show your face. Put your face there. Do you concur, Joe Eves?
I concur. Luxury is saying that we've never done his. Let's look and see here.
Hold on. Let me pull up his channel. I will. I've. Have you ever put in your name for one? Because your face looks awfully familiar.
Maybe he's been on the
Oh,
live stream a few times.
no, no, no. I'm telling you, I could
I swear we've done it.
like if I'm going to bet he's got a blue skyline. We told him that his banner was beautiful. It almost looks like a castle with a green the green grass, and it was like a gray house on the top of the hill.
He's saying we've never done it. All right.
But I'm not now like I hate being called a liar. Can't stand it.
She
So
does.
luxury. What is it? Luxury? Luxury
It
home Charlotte.
is Luxury Home Charlotte, NC, and then ELI. Eli.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm wooking. Oh. You know what? When I type this in, his channel doesn't come up. Why is it being indexed like that? That is interesting. Hmm.
Well, if do you want to just put your channel in the comments
Chat.
since we, yeah, do you see it? I don't see it.
Mm-mm. Wild, huh?
Yeah. Then you get a bunch of people that look at it.
Here he is. Yep, this is him. Got
All
it.
right.
I got it. Yep, I knew it. Did I not tell
Hi,
you we
and
have done
welcome
his
to my
channel?
YouTube
We
channel.
have done
My
this one. I
name
think
is
we've done
Angus.
this one
I
twice.
am a real estate
We've done
advisor
it
here in
twice.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yep. You have to go back through our old live streams. We've done your channel twice because you filled out the form before.
Yeah, we said we really liked your house, but you had the new videos every Tuesday and stuff. Yeah, we definitely have done this one before.
I knew I recognized the profile picture.
Because we told you also to move your head down so your head isn't getting cut off on the profile, that you're like use so your whole face is on the actual thing.
You know,
On the
I may be a
profile.
lot of things, Joe Eves, but the one thing I'm not is a liar, pants on fire.
Yep. He's like, maybe. I think we have.
Yeah. All right, we're back to the Southwest Florida chickie here. Okay, so that's your profile picture and your banner. All right, let's look at your videos and your thumbnails here. Okay, I'm going to give you one hint on your thumbnails right away. You have too many words and your image of yourself is too small. What else do you want to say, Joe?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on your thumbnails too. Like some of them have some words are so teeny tiny you can't even read it. It looks like it's almost like a screenshot or something. So definitely, and the red, I like that under the housing update one. I can't even read that. I don't know what it says. It's probably the same as what the title is, but I can't read it.
Yeah, all those other little words are very unnecessary. And I'll just tell you this from past experience, red is the most difficult font on the planet to read. It is,
Yep.
I mean, you would think because it's red and it stands out, that only stands out if it's up against a very black background or a very white background. And even white is actually terrible.
It's so
That's
hard
why
with
YouTube
text.
reversed it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a red background with white lettering, not vice versa. So just know that for the future. Oh, even look at the for sale sign, right? The sign is red, the lettering is white because it's very
And you can
difficult to
see
read.
that very easily.
Correct. Correct. So even if you so we'll just look at this last video. It says Southwest real estate market update, November 2023. I wouldn't even put the date on there. Like I wouldn't put November 2023. I just say newest report for the real estate market in Southwest Florida, right? And then like exclamation point. And then I'd make your image much bigger. And if it's like a scary report or whatever, you don't even need all those words. Just put the
Yep.
house for sale and an image of a home in Florida, right? And just be like, like, oh, like a shocked kind of like face. That would have worked a lot better.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. And
100%.
it looks like she's kind of got a little bit of content going out everywhere. Now, if you're trying to do shorts, make sure that they're under a minute long. So that way it goes on the short shelf.
Yep.
Yeah. I just think she just needs a good content strategy. It looks like she doesn't have one yet. Do you concur, Joey's?
I concur.
I say that so often to Joe. I got him a shirt that says I concur.
It's the best. It's a hoodie. It's like one of the best hoodies. We did get Zach's. He's asking. We had a lot that submitted today.
Well, if he's there, let's just go ahead and
let me pull his channel up. I know it came through. He was saying he was having some issues, but it came through.
Yeah, if you can throw me the link to him.
Give me 1 second, and I will send it to you.
1 second. It's been 1 second, Joe. Now it's been 2. Now it's been 3.
No, click on it. Okay, now Zach, we've done yours before too, so hopefully you've made some changes. Because it doesn't look like you have.
All right, you got a lot of words going on in your.
No, he did change it. Maybe because maybe he was on with his dad or something like that. I do remember that.
It was on a different. This one's different.
So this is his channel.
Yeah, yeah. So I would take off all those words, right?
Yep.
And then I would like leave you can take yourself off here. Even though it's funny, it's funny. You're just like, ah! Yeah, I like that. But just take that stuff off there and then move this like welcome to Sarasota sign over to the middle. And I would put welcome, like have welcome to Sarasota and then have a hanging sign that says real estate. That's it.
Yep. Yep. I agree.
Subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Take all that off of there. And plus it's like covering your face.
I was gonna say it kind of runs over you, and then it's just a lot going on. Just try to it would look a lot better, a little cleaner. I do like your profile picture though. You could make yourself a little bigger in that, like zoom in a little bit, but other than that, it looks great.
I love that he made his channel his name. You know why? No one can take your name away from you. And if you decided to leave Sarasota, you could still take your channel with you.
Yep.
You're not stuck.
I concur. Should we look at some of his videos?
Hold on 1 second. Let me look.
He's got a Calendly, so he's listened already because he's got scheduled a call. He's got a Calendly right there.
Look at you, Zach Payne.
Woo, woo. Didn't really say much about that. It's a great job.
Oh, he just started. He started September 24th, 2023.
Yeah. I think he was doing a channel with his dad.
Yeah, he was before. I'm almost positive. Maybe there's another Zach Payne with red hair, and maybe we got it wrong, but I doubt it. All right, here we go. We got let's look at some. All right. So this is what I'm going to tell you, Zach. You're kind of all over the place with your strategy, right? So first you're showing a walkthrough tour, right? You're showing the walkthrough tour. Then the next thing, your next video is about experiencing Christmas in Sarasota. Then your next thing is about living in Sarasota. Then your next thing is about the housing market. You're talking to too many people. You don't know who your avatar is. And I think you need to focus in on who you're making videos for. You don't have a strategy. So what do you have to say, Joe?
No, that's just it. Like that's the spaghetti against the wall approach that most people make, is that because they're like, I want to make a video for this. I want to make a video for this. And instead of saying, who is my avatar? What is my niche? And I'm going to make specific videos for that. And so like your thumbnail is beautiful for that. And you've done everything right with that thumbnail for the tour. It's just
Mm-hmm.
on the wrong channel. Like you either need to decide you're a touring channel or you're an informational channel. You can't mix the two. So if you're going to do a lot of tours, then start another channel that you just have your tours on, and keep this channel as your informational stuff. Because, and then the other thing is, like, again, you're using a lot of text. And then like the red, the best, worst. That's even though you've got a split, it's hard to read that. So like I would do something different, like green, like a check mark and a red X or something like that, something that they can see, add a thing. And you don't need to have Sarasota in there. You can have that stuff in the content as you're talking about it. You can show the beach and the other parts of it. But I would really try to work on just making your thumbnails more clear, so that when people see it, they know exactly what it is. And not only do they know what it is, but it's got some like engagement to it. Like that you're like, oh my gosh, like I want to see what he's talking about with that.
But I'm going to tell you right now, YouTube has already spoken to you, Zach. It has already told you that you are an informational channel.
Yep.
Your tours aren't even there. Like
But you're
they're way down here. You've only been down here for a year, and it's promoting this stuff before it's ever even thinking about showing any of your house tours. So I would move your house tours to a different channel.
So it looks to me, again, like if you were really going to focus in on a niche, it would be a relocation channel, and you'd be talking about relocation. And you could talk general, but then bring up your channel or your, like Sarasota, for example. This is what we're dealing with here. So you're referencing where you live and where you do real estate, but you're actually talking more about like the relocation stuff. And if you're dealing with buyers that are coming in, listen to them and ask them, like, see what they're asking, and that's going to help you come up with your content.
Yep. Yep. There you go. I love this one. I mean, it didn't do well, but it's so funny. Do you see this one where he's like,
Which
I'm
one are
a
you
big
looking for?
dude behind
Oh yeah.
he's like Godzilla. You know what would make this stand out a little bit more is if you change the skyline, right?
Yeah.
So if you made the skyline like a brighter blue and then added a drop shadow to yourself, that would stand out more.
Give you some more dimension to it.
Yeah, I'll give you a little bit more little pop, little standout-ish because it's a funny thumbnail. It's a good I like it.
Yeah, we've got a question here. They're saying, so moving and making content for a new location won't hurt a channel, even if it's for the same avatar, just a different location.
So moving and making content for a new location won't hurt a channel, even if it's for the same avatar, just a different location. Oh, so
Okay.
okay, yeah. So the way if you were to take our course, you'd understand that we don't focus in on a specific area, right? We don't tell you that your whole channel needs to be about Miami, right? What you're focusing in on is the niche itself, right? So it doesn't matter where if you of course can have a playlist for your channel that's about, your specific area. But your whole focus should be on the avatar because you're fishing in a wide ocean, right? Do you want to just fish in a tide pool, or do you want to fish in an ocean where you have more chances to get as many people, as many fish as possible?
Yep.
And that's what we teach.
Yeah. We had a question here. It says, from Luxury Homes, your course, is there a group chat? I need some smart insight.
We have a group chat in our course.
We have a Discord, actually. So we have a Discord server that's private for members of the Real Estate Geeks. Like, it is specific for questions, answers, at going through the course. If you have any questions, you can reach out, and then we do a review each week and go over that with a live call. So if you're doing the legacy course where you actually get the coaching, then yes, we have a section where you can jump in and you can learn more about, like your specific channel. And Christina and I will help you understand who it is that you're wanting to speak to and how to make content for that person.
Correcto mundo. And that was a little plug for our channel.
Yeah. And Aaron just joined. We're happy to
Yay!
see you on the inside, Aaron.
I'm going to tell you this too. If you're a member of the real estate mastermind that Malcolm Lawson and I run together, there's a special code for a discount there. So run over there, use that link because it's going to give you a discount for the course. So just know that. All right, we're going to share this tab real quick. And Joe, we have to do this guy because he was one of the first one to put it in. So
Okay.
Maurice Gavin in North Carolina property tours. So I'm assuming those channels about property tours. I don't mind. This isn't terrible. I mean,
I would just remove the subscribe. You don't need that on there.
Yeah,
And
but I don't understand what Mo Belson is.
Mo be selling.
Oh my God. I'm a dumb person, but I still don't like it. I mean, it's funny. It's funny, but I don't like it. You know?
Listen, you can keep it if you want. I got a good laugh out of it. The only thing I would say is fix your arm. It's cut off. Like at least finish. You probably took it with your phone and was like this, and then it got cropped. So just either make yourself a little bigger, move yourself down. Definitely remove the subscribe, but no, it's totally fine.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna keep the words, I put a like North Carolina like properties in the background, whether it's the skyline of North Carolina or some kind of homes in North Carolina or something in the background that grabs your attention. But
yeah, I think for sure you should make your face bigger in the profile picture for sure. Like
because you're like
the smile, all that's great. Just
you're like down here.
Yeah,
there's all this room.
Yeah, you could definitely bring yourself up for sure.
Yeah, let's see his about section. Come take a property tour with me and walk through North Carolina's most unique properties. If you're thinking about moving to North Carolina, let's connect with you. You know what? I don't hate it. I just I would leave all that like realtors collaborate, take all that crap off of there, and then I would just have it go to some kind of Calendly, some kind of connect with me website. But I would take all that social media stuff off of there. Nobody cares.
Yeah, you don't need that.
All right. He started this in 2012. I'm going to see something really quick though. I want to see what his oldest videos are. They don't have he must have just started uploading, or maybe he removed old content.
I think he's probably deleted it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, in this case too, I would have, if it was me, I'd just tell you to start a brand new channel.
Mm-hmm.
If this channel is from 2012 and you had old content on it and then you erase that old content and then start uploading again, I just tell you to start over.
You'd be better off just starting a new channel.
Correct. Yep. And yeah, you just keep it a property tours. I would do a white block lettering as far as the price is concerned.
Yep. Yellow's just hard to see. And blue. Yep. It just stands out more.
Yeah, I've seen yellow work, but yellow with the black.
If you're going to do a drop shadow or a stroke on it, it's got to be a thicker font too. Like this font is just not quite thick enough.
Yeah, and then this one you didn't need to write all those words on it. Upper 300K luxury tour. Yeah, you have the general idea though. You can improve on this. This isn't bad. Yep. But my professional advice, my from what I've seen works, start a new channel.
Yeah.
Because and that's only if you've been uploading on this, took those videos off, and then started uploading these property tours. That's what I want to say about that. What do you say, Joe?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just focus on, if that's what you're going to do, just keep it up and just go back and look at some of the really big channels that have property tours and see exactly how they're placing the houses, how they're doing the numbers your titles have inside. So I mean, you're using some of those things already, but just tweak them a little bit more. The one thing that you could do with that is on your skylines and stuff, like make, like add saturation, make those blues really really saturated. Like that's
Yep.
like, you'll see all of those tour channels are going to have like really really vibrant colors, and then the numbers just pop. So that's the appeal of wanting to click on that, is you're saturating those photos, not over saturating them, but saturating them enough that they're just really vibrant.
All right, everybody, look, there's a link in this description to our course. If you're not a member of the Real Estate YouTube Mastermind, go ahead and join it now, because we do have a discount for this course, and it's only a discount for the group coaching. I do want to let you know the group coaching is for a lifetime. You don't, like, it doesn't end when the course ends. You are a part of the Real Estate Geeks for a lifetime. And Joe and I will always be helping you. There's people that have gone through the whole entire course and they weren't even able to publish a video or get their channel ready until, actually we went through it 2 more times, because they wanted to make sure they got everything right. So, you're welcome to take as much time as you need in order to get that channel set up. But we're here with you the whole entire way. And that's the only thing that we're offering a discount on. That's it. The group coaching only.
Yeah, and the thing is that we really want you to succeed. And if you really do want 2024 and moving on to be something that is going to be impactful in YouTube, like if you're not moving your stuff to YouTube, you're moving away from where people are and where people are going to be finding you more and more. And so you're going to be just that much more accessible, that much more experienced, that much more available to reach out to the masses if you understand where people are at. That's why we're so like dedicated to our students, and we're there to cheer them on when they have successes. We're there to kick them in the butt when they're dragging their feet, especially when we know that they know what they should be doing. Like, we want them to succeed. We want everyone, because there's enough for everyone. There's so much out there. Like, we're sharing the stuff that we learned from Daryl through his channel, and this stuff that we're teaching works. The system works if you'll trust it. So again, we're really excited for the people that have signed up, and prepare to have your minds blown, because it really is going to be a lot different than maybe what you've ever thought in YouTube. It's a lot of work, but we have an amazing group of real estate geeks that are there to help. And I tell you what, like, honestly, they're some of the best people, and they're willing to give of their time. They've understand and learned, and now they're helping, and it just makes it so much better when everyone is like, oh my gosh, yeah, let me help you with this title, let me help you with this. And it's just cool to see.
It is very cool to see. Some of them that, like, the person I'm like most proud of is the one that we were talking about earlier, because she was literally terrified. And just to see how much she's grown from that specific time frame, like, she was so afraid that she didn't wanted us to review her videos, not on our live calls.
Privately.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, no.
We did the first one, and then we said, it's good, send it to the group. But she was that timid, and now she's like has a plan. And what's cool is she's like, hey, I saw this video and I knew it would work for my group, so I made this video. And now all of a sudden she understands the pattern, she sees it. And it's so cool to see, like, we're not, like, she's dedicated and we're there to help, but she's now like running her channel and coming up with the stuff, and we're just giving some feedback. And a lot of it she's already doing that we're like, it looks great, like, put it out there.
Yep. And like, I just put the link. I was only offering it to people that were members, but since you, most likely, if you're watching this live stream, it's because you got the link from the group. So I went ahead and put that link in the chat for the discounted group coaching. It's an 8-week course.
Yeah.
that you get to.
And but once a member, always a member. You can
Yep.
join every coaching call. We do them actually an hour after. Well, we do it usually the hour after this
Right. We take a little
video.
break. We do
Mhm.
this live stream. We take a little break, and then at 5 o'clock, which
We
my
hop
time,
on.
Central Time, then we do our group coaching, and that can go for an hour, hour and a half,
Yep.
hour 45 minutes.
But if
We just
you
want to
but
make
if
sure
you are
everybody's
wanting
taken care of.
that discount, we are offering it only until tomorrow. So if you want to save $500, then I guess click on the link since Christina shared it.
Sorry, Joe didn't want me to do this, but
What do I get? I'm just here. So
yeah, you get to look like the bad guy, and I get to look like the
right,
superhero.
that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. Good guy, bad guy. All right, everybody, we're gonna see you next week. And if you have any ideas, if you want us to talk about certain things, we'll be glad to do that. I love that you guys have been asking questions in the chat. So if you want to ask your questions anonymously, we have a link for that too. You just have to go over to the Real Estate Video Geeks course. There is one that says "Ask a question anonymously," and then we'll answer your question. We will not put your name on the screen. So, all right, everybody. So
Yep.
long.
All right.
Farewell. See you in
Yeah.
the course.